Good evening, traders. I hope you're all doing well, and welcome to Prime FX Evening Call. So, we've had a really good day in the market today, technically and fundamentally, which aligned really well. So let's just recap today. So what's happened? So we've had a short trade today, Euro USD, which I did send out two signals. The first signal being around 1.10, so 1.1080, which was literally around here, and we had another signal which basically took part here at 1.11200, which is down here basically. Okay, two positions, and targets was basically around down here. However, what happened was price action as we got driven into this area, about 40 pips in profit. What happened was price action, there was some dovish tone by Jerome Powell, and that resulted in price action reversing and spiking back up. Okay, I did say take some partial profits, so if you had booked some profits, we was good, and stop loss should have all been at break even. So now it's reversed against us. We've taken profits off the market, and we had lost nothing on this trade, which was good. So we gained about 30 pips and lost nothing. And now what do we see is the question. Okay, so remember how I was saying to some of you guys that price action was now looking to reverse on the 4 hour. If I zoom out on the daily, we can see what price action was trying to do. So price action was coming down in a downtrend. Okay, we pushed up to make a new high, but in doing so, we still have the structure here that's rejecting us. So we haven't broken structure and we haven't reversed. So price action came back down to create a higher low, which is what it's done now. In doing so, what price action did was 1-2 days we had price action consolidating. Today we saw obviously price action come back down to these lows, but yesterday we had price action get rejected from this structure here, which is why we was looking for a short trade. So because we had structure rejection here on yesterday's daily high, which it was, price action today obviously went and retested that region, and we got rejected again, came back down into this area, confirmed that this was a good lower high with the moving averages. Price action now has broken back up into the trend line, and we can now look for potential pullback to the trend line and further move to the upside. My beginning of the week bias is now in play, where we had this A, B, this being the C pattern, and the extension up here. I am now looking for tomorrow a potential buy opportunity on this trade if we can get some sort of pullback within this region. If not, I'd wait for price action to hit the -27, pull back into this trend line, then I'd buy it to go on to make these new highs and see how high we can really travel. So I'm going to keep that in mind. I'm going to wait to see if we can potentially break this level and sustain above. If not, if we can reject and come back down into these lows, then I'll be looking to potentially buy as well. So two potential areas that I am looking at tomorrow. So this potential area here, which was our resistance, and now can we turn it into support? Also, can this trend line now be slightly adjusted? So we've got that one touch. Now this being a two touch, broken out of this structure. Can we now hit this resistance, come back, use this area as an area of support, and then move on? Okay. Can we create, instead of higher highs, can we create come back and higher lows, a series of higher lows, and then move higher on a 4 hour? Or let's reject up here and come back down into this level. So rejection from here, back down into that area, and then we can look to move up. But if that doesn't happen, like I said, rejection from anywhere up here, back down into this area, and then we go carry on pushing up higher into new highs, back up above the monthly resistance and on till we go to the weekly resistance, which is up there at 1.14. Keep your eyes on that move there. Alright, so keep your eyes on that on Euro USD. USD weakness across the board is what we are seeing. If we look at the dollar index, as you can see, it's actually moving to the downside significantly. So we need to see how we basically behave in the London session tomorrow to see whether this was going to continue breaking these support regions and whether we're going to head down all the way back to 96.50 support region, which is literally down here. So is price actually going to come back down into this region? That's what I'm looking at. Gold, ideally, I want to see price action push higher. The reason why I say that, I'm looking at this in the head and shoulder pattern inverted. We've got the inverted shoulders here. 1, 2, price action keeps using the shoulder as an area of support. We've had a fake out today. I am looking for price action to push up break out of this structure and come up to these highs. USD being so negative, I am looking at I'm sorry, I just went blank there for a minute. I am looking at gold pushing up higher. Also, with the trade war between US and China, the deal's not so far going as well as they expected, or as smooth as they expected. Expecting obviously that to come into play as well. So gold tomorrow, we could see it be around 15.30. I am going to keep you guys up to date when the right setup comes into play. At the moment, there isn't any great setup. I am looking for a period of exhaustion after this big move up and down, but I am going to keep you guys up to date. Maybe tomorrow in the New York session rather than the London session, so we can let the FOMC momentum kind of die out, and then we'll start with the New York session after the Canadian dollar news, which is going to be released around 12:30, which is 12:30, which is their GDP, which is obviously going to have a significant effect on USD CAD. So USD CAD today, obviously, rates were kept the same, which should have been positive for Canadian dollar. However, with market manipulation, we saw the price action move to the upside, and now what I'm expecting is for a slight pullback before continuing obviously to the upside. So this pullback depends on how significant it is. Price action at the moment has obviously closed below this resistance, which meant that we are no longer reversing. We was looking like we was going to reverse, broke of structure, pullback continuation, but because we've now just closed below the structure, I am looking for price action tomorrow to come back down, maybe to the monthly support. It all just depends on how positive the data on Canadian dollar is. Swiss yen, 4 hour. Price action playing out beautifully, like I said. We had a nice inverted head and shoulder pattern, which is playing out to the T. We've had a neckline which was there. If I show you clearly, let me just remove all the drawing tools. Nice resistance there, nice support here. We took the long trade after seeing price action, obviously made this in head, shoulder, pushed down, came back up and sustained. Took the long trade from around these lows, and now we're currently in approximately about 40 pips in profit. So we're about 62 pips in profit, which is good. I am looking for price action to carry on pushing higher, around 1112, 1111. So it's about another 100 pip up. Okay, let this trade just play out. Swiss yen, it's a safe haven pair, both of them are, but because there's so much uncertainty, this is just gonna pump. So let it pump. USD Swiss, if you're taking the short trade from yesterday, you should still be in profit, about approximately about 62 pips. We've still got some more downside, just depending on how weak USD is. If we continue this weakness, then we can see this push lower. USD JPY, we could be looking for a short trade tomorrow. The reason why I say that is look at the daily closure, shooting star to the downside, beautiful daily closure. If we can come back and retest the structure here, if we can come back and retest this whole area tomorrow or spike through, then I could look for a potential sell trade, and we could look for price action coming back down all the way back to weekly support, which is 107. Okay, USD weakness means JPY is going to outperform, and obviously if gold is rising, yen USD JPY is going to push down. So that's what I'm going to be looking at. I'm going to be watching how gold behaves. See, we've clearly broken out this trend line as well. I want to see how gold behaves, if this has got any chance of pushing down. So keeping my eyes on this as well. AUD USD. So on a daily time frame, we can see that price action. Today I was looking at this morning star formation and seeing whether we can push up and break above the structure, which we did. Look, daily resistance, look for rejections. We've broken above and closed above. So now what I'm waiting to see is how high we can go. If we can get break above this trend line, I'll wait for a pullback, and then I could see if I can push this back up above the monthly resistance and continue as high as this area here, which is the 0.70750. GBP pairs at the moment still want bullish, still trying to push as high as they can, so I'm not even going to touch it around until it comes around 130. But apart from that, the market across the board isn't looking as juicy as it did on Monday. We are now just coming to areas of supports and resistance, so let's just see how the market behaves before NFP. I'm going to keep you guys up to date in the morning if there's any setups, but apart from that, I'll catch up with you lot later. Peace.